Okay, hello everyone, and today we are going to talk about customers' thought process. And especially for those in sales, you want to know what drives your customer. And for website owners, business owners is also the same because we want to know what drives a visitor to inquire from you, what drives a visitor to buy from you. So today we are going to look at a few key aspects of it, and this is the start. So what is this? Most visitors to your website are highly motivated. They start out with interest or a need, either by these days is by Google or Facebook ads, Instagram, and sometimes when you search, when you go to certain websites, they show you even more of these ads on your Facebook. You get this you get this feeling like sometimes Facebook ads or Google ads are stalking you. They are showing you more related searches because it's something called cookies. So this is how they um, put more of the related searches to you so that it's more relatable and the chances of you clicking on it is higher also. Okay, so we have to first acknowledge that visitors to your website are highly motivated. They have a need or interest first. So this is how we start. We have a need, okay, we Google. We have an interest, we Google. Let's say I want to buy a car or I need to buy a car, I Google. So the motivation is there, or sometimes it may not even be this. It may be I want to eat a certain kind of food. It can be cake, it can be macarons or some unique things, and then you just Google, and then there's this motivation. The motivation is already there. So this is how we derive by the motivation. And then next comes the very interesting part. So for business, as we all know, is a very competitive world, and how I see the business world is more like a battlefield. It's a battle of wits. It's a battle of understanding your customer's thought process. So there's always this saying that says, know yourself, know your product, know your enemy. Meaning you must know your product, you must know your enemies, and you must know what is the concept that you are selling rather than selling the features of the product. So, okay, I give you an example. What, how would you sell a pen? How would you sell a pen? So, some people will say, this pen can write, this pen is blue, this pen is cheap. But rather than sell the product specifications, rather than sell this product, you sell the need, you sell the concept. So I will just, how would I sell a pen? I will say, can you write your name down? And then you will say, but I don't have a pen. I'll say, here is a pen for $1. Or I wouldn't even say the price. I'll say, here is the pen, buy it. You need a pen. So sell the features, sell the need. No, don't sell the features, sell the need, sell the solution, sell the pinpoint. So this is how we do business. So next up, why would people buy from you? I mean, if unless your product is uniquely you, like the whole of Singapore, there's only 2 or 3 companies selling it, I don't see why people should necessarily buy from you. It can be any product. It can be a pen, it can be a printer, computer, it can be cars, it can be property, it can be insurance. I mean, there's tons of things to sell, and it's not just you, it's a free for all. So what makes your business unique? What makes people want to buy from you? Because we don't forget, people buy from people. We don't buy from websites, we don't buy from companies. People enjoy the buying process. And what we do here at customers thought process is we decipher and go through each step of the customer thought process, and then we build the thought process, we guide them through, and we build the little yes along the way to the ultimate yes at the end. It's a series of the buying process, the cycle is a series of micro yeses along the way. You give them a reason to choose you as the choice. So let's look a bit at this. Okay, so what is this? So we always talk about value and we always talk about cost. But what is perceived value and what is perceived cost? So perceived value is something that, okay, let me give you another example. What is the perceived value of $100 Grab food voucher to you? What is the perceived value? The perceived value of it to you is $100. But what is the cost to me? The perceived value to you is $100. But the cost to me may be, if I'm able to get a 10% or 15% off, $100 value to you may only cost the company $85. So you get what I mean? By providing higher perceived value to your clients, you are able to bring down the perceived cost to you as a business owner. So, another example. So, perceived value and perceived cost. What is a big perceived value to your customers? I mean, let's say if you are selling air conditioner, if you're selling air conditioner sets. So, a great perceived value to your customers would be extended warranty. The usual warranty should be about 1 year or 3 years, and 3 years for the compressors. So instead of offering 1 year warranty, how about you offer them a 3-year extended warranty? Is that a greater perceived value to you? How much does it cost? I mean, if you're in the aircon business long enough, you will know that air conditions generally wouldn't break down within 3 years. You'll be fine. Or even better, you could also provide free servicing, free yearly servicing to ensure that your warranty, extended warranty for these air conditions wouldn't spoil that easily. So if you provide this, what is the cost to you? The cost to you may be very little. I'm not so sure about the aircon industry, but it may be very little. But the perceived value to the customer's mind is, wow, I'm getting such a great deal. Within 3 years, if it spoils, you're gonna change, maybe you're gonna maybe provide me with labor, you're gonna provide me with the hardware, you're gonna change it for me. I mean, I get a peace of mind. So this brings up the value and enhances it greatly in the mind of the customer, but at a so much lower cost to you. So as a business owner and a salesperson, what we want to do is we look at it in this seesaw kind of thing, where we have value on one side and cost on the other side. What we want to do is to bring down the perceived cost while bringing up the perceived value, so that we are the choice. So let me draw it out for you guys. So what we want to do is to bring up the perceived value, bring down the perceived cost, just like this. Just like this. So this is what we want to do in a business, and we do it through meticulous thought process. There's this thing about the sales cycle. So what they say about the sales cycle is, you must first know your product. You must source. How do you source for your customer? You must how do you bring a cold customer to a warm customer? Then from a warm customer, how do you bring it to a sales? I mean, broadly speaking, is a very macro based thinking. But if you look at it in a much deeper thought, deeper sense, how are we going to bring a completely cold prospect to warm? In between, what's the process? What's the link? So what we are trying to do in this series is to decipher the customer's thought process. What are they thinking, and how are you able to bring and bridge the gap, so that from your colleagues or your customers, how are you going to warm them up? How are you going to make them trust you and decide that it's you? So these are the things that we are going to talk about in this series. So what is perceived value and what are perceived costs? So there are few things that we can do to bring up perceived value and bring down perceived costs. So just let me write it down for you guys. Okay, sorry, my handwriting is a bit ugly. So on perceived value, we have incentive and offer, and on cost, we have stress and anxiety. So you may ask, so what's the difference? Incentive and offer, stress and anxiety, it seems like they are both almost the same. It sounds almost the same, like almost the same thing. Incentive and offer. What is incentive and offer? So offer is your products, product or services you're offering. How is it better than the others? Or rather, how would you put it in words and presentation that it seems to build in your customer's mind that is better than the others? How are you going to do that? Then incentives are the little push or reasons for them to choose that is you. How are you to bring that up? How are you going to bring this perceived value up through this offer and incentives? And on the other side, we have perceived costs. Perceived costs consists of anxiety and stress. So what is anxiety and stress? It's also very correlated. It also seems like they are almost the same, but it's not the same. So what is anxiety? Anxiety is when they do not know more about you, when they do not know when they cannot make a decision because they have no idea why is it you. So stress can be a few reasons. For website, because we are doing website reviews these days, so we are going to talk about websites first lah. Sales in maybe in a later video. So for stress, it can be features of your website, it can be the functionality, it can be the way your copywriting, it can be your website design. So there are so many reasons making them feel stressed when they go through your website. Anxiety is because you don't tell them enough reason, you don't give them a good enough reason for them to know more about you. So why do I make this video? I make this video because I realized that many websites, they are not good with perceived value and perceived cost. They do not understand the customer's thought process. And I have this theory, this theory that I have. So for Facebook ads in general, you only have 3 seconds to capture their attention, either through the first 2 sentences of your ad copywriting or a very good headline. So third, there's either that or your picture. You have a very captivating picture to capture their attention. So in Facebook ads, or other ads, for example, even other ads, you only have typically 3 seconds, because they will just scroll. For Instagram, just swipe. You don't really have a lot of time to capture the attention. It's not like a YouTube video where you're forced to watch through the entire ad before you can continue watching the video. So these are the things that we need to think about. But for people who are highly motivated to visit your website, do understand that even though they are highly motivated to visit your business website, you are not the only one. You are not the only car company. You are not the only travel agency. You are not the only real estate. You are not the only insurance. You are not the only typically anything in the world. There is nothing that is only you. So how should you differentiate yourself from the competitor? Even though they are highly motivated, that is why you only have 7 seconds. We need this confine of the homepage. The first thing that they see is they must know where are they, what can they do there, and third, why you. So these are the few things that businesses need to think about, because it's a very competitive world out there. And from a company-centric point of view, from a macro top-down point of view, we tend to look at things our way, where we don't look at the point of view of a new visitor. What I always like to say is, we should make things as dummy-proof as possible. We should simplify the process. These days, especially in Singapore, because we tend to be more higher, we tend to go through more higher education nowadays. We tend to learn more bigger and bombastic words. But bigger and bombastic words, sometimes you may understand, but other people may not understand. I'm sure that nobody understands every word unless you are a masters in some English literature or something. I mean, it's not really that common to see a lot of these words, and people don't really understand the meaning that you're trying to portray them to them. So what I have a rule is, we always simplify things as easy as possible, that even a 12-year-old will understand. And we do it in such a way that our copywriting must be as simple as possible, and as light on the eyes as possible, because we are too bombarded by information on the internet these days that we are too tired to process. So rule of the thumb is have a good headline, a sub headline, maybe 3 sentences. Simplify what you want to say in 3 sentences, and then the rest in bullet points. Make it easy to digest. You capture their attention first. You don't. I see some websites, they bombard their visitors with information that, wow, I feel so tired. I feel so shagged. Maybe I'll just cross it because it's too hard to understand. Especially if you're selling just less than $100 stuff, you're like bombarding them with too much information. They just want to know how it works. Okay, but some people may say, what about other products? We are talking about real estate, we're talking about insurance, we're talking about car, we're talking about any other big purchase ticket items. So what about those? Actually, for those, you would want to simplify it, but at the same time, you do not want to oversimplify it. Okay, so what do I mean in this sense? Think of it this way. The lower the cost of an item, the lesser a consumer will think. So let's say, for example, this pen only costs $1. Would I Google the brand of the pen? Wow, this pen good or not? This pen steady or not? This pen can write how long? This pen will what or not? Will leak or not? This and that. No, why? You don't, right? You just buy lor, $1 only, what? You just buy lor, like don't like then just throw away lah. But if you're talking about a house, you're talking about a car, we're talking about travel packages, we're talking about these big ticket items. Like, you don't just say, oh, 500,000 what? Or just a condo what? Just buy lor. You don't do that what? Your gut will go up, your defenses will go up, you will tend to Google more, you want to learn more. And rather than them learning from your competitors, you help them learn from you by simplifying things, but at the same time, you provide them with more information. So look at it in this way lah. So I will draw, okay, I didn't intend for this, but let me draw this for you lah. So this is why for big ticket items, we have this thing called okay, I'm very bad with drawings lah. So anyway, if you can see, this seems like a triangle downwards lah, but it's a sales funnel lah. So what is a sales funnel? Sales funnel is something that you simplify things at the top, then you try and build the interest down all the way, and to make sure that they understand every single bit of it in a very simplified manner that is easily digestible. So let's say, for example, if I were to buy a car, so what do I need to know? What are the procedures? And then what are the things I should look out for? I mean, if you're talking about a new car, these are the things that is on their mind. So how are you going to reassure them? How are you going to give them guarantees? How are you going to say, hey, this is the right brand, this is the right salesman? How are you going to build this kind of reputation? How are you going to build on this kind of service? How are you going to build on the product? How are you going to do your business? It's more than just making the initial sales. Sales process is actually very long and tedious process. Is you don't think of it as just a job. You think of it as a business, because in a business we always think far ahead. We always think about making it a everlasting business. We always think about it being ever growing. We don't think of it as just a sales, like I'm gonna sell a car today. Okay, then this month my quota is hit. I don't need to do anything anymore. I just wait for next month, sell another car again, and that's it. For a business owner, we don't think of it this way. As a salesperson on a basic pay and a salary, maybe yes, but as a fully commissioned salesperson or as a business owner, what you want is to keep growing your business. You want to have this survival instinct, and this is how you do your business. Oh, anyway, I think this video is quite long enough, and I hope that you guys can have more of an understanding of what I mean by perceived value and perceived cost. And in my future videos, when I talk about this 7-second rule, you guys will understand more of where I'm coming from. And this video is also to mainly to help businesses, is also to help some salesperson. But if there's other marketing topics that you would like to discuss with, or you would like me to talk about, feel free to let me know in the videos. And if there's also another website, or your business site needs a homepage needs a review, or your process, some things along your process, it can be your ad copywriting, it can be your lead generation, it can be your sales process. I mean, do feel free to let me know, and I'll see how I can help you, because during this period of time is a period where we all need help, and we all would like to I would like to help our local businesses to stay alive, to be able to employ more of our locals. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.